Paul is probably the most unique individual that one could ever encounter. He's passionate. He's very bright. I remark from time to time to people that know both Paul and I that it's a wonder that he actually got his underwear on the inside today, because Paul's mind is always moving ahead of everyone else's. So we're still thinking about the sort of things that he had just mentioned, and he's somewhere out in the universe thinking about something else.
What he promoted was, it can't be, I tell you, you learn. We have to learn together, and I have to share and facilitate. His initial work was in collaborative learning, cooperative education, and really kind of fostered interpersonal dimension and interactions between teachers and students and students and students.
Good teachers just exude passion for whatever it is, the content that they're teaching, and he loves what he's doing. And students get caught up in that, and they get very excited about whatever he has to teach. And he also is extremely inclusive with what he does, so he brings multiple people on board and has them work together, and I think they build off of their passion.
Dr. Vermette is an expert in education. He didn't need to do anything more to prove that, but when he heard about Leadership Niagara, he really jumped at the opportunity. He was maybe looking for something more, or that he saw an opportunity where he could really make a difference. I think if you ask him, it was time well spent, maybe even re-energized him in his own career, or maybe even look at his career a little differently. Whatever it was, having him part of Leadership Niagara not only changed our youth program, but I think it changed him too.
In his work with Leadership Niagara, he's working with teenagers, but they're teenagers from this community, and once they get to know each other, they will have just this amazing cohort for the rest of their lives, that those who stay in our area will be able to make amazing contributions because of the contacts that they've made as a result of those kinds of things.
I'm not sure I have ever encountered a time when Paul has definitively said no. If there was someone who needed Paul to do something, even if it meant taking away from something else that he had committed to, he'll try and find a way to help out. So, we've twisted internally, externally. We've done papers together. We've written articles together. We've traveled together. We've done workshops together. Paul rarely, if ever, has said no when someone really needs him to help them.
Excellence through and through. This is a man who does everything with high standards, the best he can do it. If he wanted to improve it by the next session, it was already better. He wanted to make sure that the very best habits and leadership were part of our program.
Well, I would say lifelong learning is certainly, he embodies it. He reads everything all of the time and remembers it unbelievably. So whenever I'm into a position of having to quote the latest research to somebody about whatever the topic is, or I'm wondering, what's happened, more recently on something, I can go to him. He has read it, he understands it. He'll give me 3 citations for wherever that needs to go, and it's because he's always learning. He's reading, he's attending conferences, he's listening, but he internalizes it and figures out what it means in the big picture.
Maybe over his career, he's worked with maybe 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 kids, but each one of them interacts with, perhaps over their career, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 more. And you multiply the 5,000 he's had by the 5,000 they have, that's a tremendous impact that can't be measured.
I'd love to say this, and it's with honor and pride that I say this, that I am my father's son. And I didn't realize that, and honestly, I fought that as a youth until I found myself wanting to study history ed, wanting to coach, and as a college football player and at the first university I attended, there was something that was missing. And what that was, and I love my college coaches to death, but what it was missing was that relationship and that mentorship that my father had always put at the forefront of his leadership in his own family.
The 2017 Leadership Niagara Lifetime Achievement Award is presented to Dr. Paul Vermette.